that it makes.
Yeah, there's plenty of Ferrari magic in this thing.
So here we are in what looks like a fairly familiar Ferrari to many people, a 458, but a very special Ferrari in so many ways, and indeed it's in its name, the 458 Speciale.
Right.
It's lighter than the 458 Italia.
And that's because it's carbon fiber versus aluminum.
Well, the body is still aluminum, carbon fiber floor, and they also stripped out the interior, so the wonderful Alcantara of the 458 is gone, replaced by carbon fiber panels, and no carpeting on the floor. And it's
Does that really save that much weight?
It is actually amazing how much interior components, especially sound deadening,
Right.
weigh. And it's although I think most of the weight savings in this car, frankly, comes from the floor. And it is also noted as being the last of the naturally aspirated Ferrari V8s.
Yeah.
After this, they went to turbos.
You mentioned that because I put Dynamat in a lot of the cars when I was storm. And I realized how heavy it is carrying it into the, and then you go, well, the car, it's now the whole thing is in the car. So, but it does work.
It works unbelievable. As a matter of fact, it's so funny when you drive a restored classic car that they haven't done that to. You think, is there a door open?
Right, yeah.
But it's interesting that in this car, it doesn't really seem to have had the effect that you have in some cars where you feel like you're in a 10-gallon drum and everything just gets very resonant, which is the risk that you run when you start to strip interiors out.
It's hard to believe this car is a decade old.
Yeah.
And in automobiles, a decade is 100 years, really.
They're like dog years.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, there's no screens. And I thought the screens were mandatory by 15, but...
well, there's a reversing screen.
Oh, that's
true. Does have the reversing camera.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, it does have the reversing camera.
Yeah. That was mandatory. Yeah.
But you even look at the graphics, I think, are very, very good on the secondary gauges.
Yeah.
But it's still, in the modern cars today, at a totally different level. The other thing I like about this interior is the fact that it's very styled, but not so overly so.
Right.
The vents are shaped so that they're actually blowing at the driver and at the passenger, and that's why the binnacle is shaped the way it is, not simply because of some style whim.
And I must say, as of late, Ferrari has become like the Germans in terms of everything being exactly as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the old days, if you damaged a Ferrari, your insurance repair costs were always more because the fenders are hand fitted and they don't quite fit. You smash up a Mercedes AMG, you buy a new fender, it fits precisely. It literally snaps into place. With Ferraris, you always have to massage a little bit. But that's not the case anymore. I mean, these now come with a 7-year warranty and all service included. Isn't that correct?
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
It speaks to a couple of things. One, of course, is the faith in the product. The other is the fact they can put the faith in the product because of the build process that exists, as you just said. It's another thing that this car, because of its performance, and that's also a very interesting thing because many times sort of a special edition will be a trim package, more carbon fiber here or that, the other, or, well, gee, we saved a little bit of weight by taking out the back seat. But here they did the full package, which is remove weight and add power.
Right.
The standard 458 has about 570 horsepower. This is 597.
And this is a wonderful handling car.
Yeah.
I drove one of these on a track, and boy, I was sliding it around and bringing the rear end. It was just magical the way it handled. It's pretty amazing. This is everything Ferrari knew at the time they put into this car.
Exactly.
And it really is nice. It's, as you say, normally aspirated, which means no turbochargers, no superchargers, just fuel injection. And it sounds it, you hear the induction noise. Oh, it's a fabulous car.
And although we won't be able to sample it here on these beautiful country roads,
Right.
this car also is noted for its active aerodynamics
Yeah.
as well. You see these wonderful carbon fiber vents in the front fenders. That's all part of that aerodynamic system. And it's one of those things that I have probably too often talked about, sort of street/track day cars.
Yeah.
And I happen to think that this is one of those rare examples of a very capable, high-performance track day car that is perfectly comfortable and adaptable for the street.
Yeah, and I have to give Ferrari credit on their like I would not have known this was a stripped out car because it appears to be, you know, exactly like any other Ferrari. You know, I don't particularly like in the Porsches and lightweight models when they have the pull tab to open the door. It just feels cheap to me. And whereas this has a normal type of latch and whatnot, you know, I hate that sort of, I'm pulling a piece of fabric, which I feel
What's going
like,
to happen is going to break and the door's going to be locked
exactly, exactly. No, this is a wonderful car. I mean, geez. You know, people think I don't like Ferraris. I really do. I think they're wonderful cars. It's just, you know, as a young person, I had a couple of bad dealer experiences, and it turned me off to the brand for a long time. And in the interim, I discovered Porsche and McLaren and other manufacturers who treated me like a customer, you know. I always tell that story. When I bought my Carrera GT, I mean, they brought it to my garage on a flatbed with 2 mechanics. They showed us how to service it. If we wanted to jack it up, how you put the metal plates underneath, you know, so you don't damage anything. I mean, it was really great. I really enjoyed that interaction with the dealer and the people in the service department, you know. It wasn't, you know, you drop your car off and you pick it up and maybe it's done, and did they really, you know.
Well, you know, I do have to say this, and I could be wrong.
Right.
I was wrong once, I think, but I might have made a mistake. That it could also be that with Porsche, with Ferrari as well, that the dealer deals with certain customers depending on what they think their level of engagement might be.
Right.
There are people that buy Ferraris that simply want to look at them and hopefully think that they will appreciate while they're sitting in their garages. The same is true for Porsches and McLarens as well. And
you're right.
if you have a customer who is really interested in the car, they will say, wow, this is great. So we can actually explain what our engineers intended. And
Right. Yeah, I mean, it really amazes me how so many businesses don't realize that your least paid employee is the one that has interaction with the customer. So what is their incentive really to do anything? You know, you pay a waiter or a waitress nothing.
And yet they represent you, no matter how fine your kitchen might be.
And then to make it worse, they then call you a family member because they don't have to pay. That's places that pay no money always call you a family member or a team member. Yeah, you know, no, you work there, okay? You know, yeah.
Well, I've been proud to be on Team Leno for over a decade now,
right.
and
Right.
I'm just waiting there to get my 11-year Team Leno badge.
Well, you're gonna have a long way. I told you when I bought my Viper, I went to a dealer who is surprisingly no longer in business, and I went down there with a case of the recommended oil in the manual. So I pull in and I say, what oil is good? Oh, we have good oil. We got that. And it's just some, I don't know what they're putting in. Obviously, the dealer is paying for it. So I said, well, here's a case of my oil. Just use what you need and leave the rest in there. I got up back to pick the car up. I look in the trunk.
There's your oil.
Where's the leftover oil? No, we put it all in. You put it all in, you know? What do you mean you put it all in? They put the whole... I started the car, blip, 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 oil started... And I said, what are you doing? Well, you said put the oil in. All. No, I didn't say put it all in. Don't you know how much it holds? It holds 8 quarts, not 12. It's like, gee, I mean, it was like crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah, dealer horror stories can be very interesting. There's a dealership in New York City that was quite famous, a big legacy sports car dealer in New York City, from which I bought my Alfa Romeo Milano new in 1986. And the Busso V6 engine is a spectacular engine, and they did some development on it and discovered that it had a certain head gasket weakness, which they replaced as a warranty issue and fixed the problem forever. But the interesting thing was, of course, you bring the car in for a warranty service, and of course they have to, when they're going to change the head gasket, change the oil. So I go to pick the car up and figured, well, I'll get my keys, go to the desk and say, oh yes, here, and here's your invoice. He said, invoice for what? It's a recall.
Right.
Oh, for the oil we had to put in. I said, excuse me? Well, no, Alfa doesn't reimburse us for the oil. I said, you know what? I've got one Alfa Romeo. You have hundreds. Why don't you bring that up to Alfa Romeo, not with me?
Right, yeah.
And they say, oh, okay, fine, you have to pay for it. I thought, wow, what a great way for a dealer to make friends.
My favorite one was the person owned the car, loved the car, but it wouldn't drive at night. Once it got dark, it wouldn't go. And they went, all right, say look over the car now. There's nothing wrong. Okay, take it back. Okay, well, this person, for whatever reason, thought N on the transmission meant night. So after 5, they put it in N, and the car would just rev.
Wow, that's amazing. It's very difficult because you have to read the manual to make sure that when you select night mode, that you do it in the proper way. Yeah, that's another thing. Actually, we're getting totally off the track, but we're having a delightful conversation. We were talking about the controls in this car, and this car also is, I think, near the last of the cars from any manufacturer where you can get in and look at the dashboard and sort of figure out what the controls are. In so many modern cars now, if you don't go through the instruction manual, you have no idea how to change modes, how to put it into reverse, how to tune the radio. It just becomes a maddening exercise. And as you said, if the dealer does not spend the time to take you through the car in a true delivery situation, then you're lost. But this is about the performance.
The nice thing is, even at normal speeds, you feel the precision of this car.
Yes.
And by 15, dual clutches had really gotten very good.
Yes.
Yeah, this thing.
And you actually feel, without it feeling in any way flimsy, in my opinion, when I've driven this car, it also feels light. It feels very agile and responsive.
It feels light and airy.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels you have almost the lightness of a Miata, as delightful as to throw around with the power of a Ferrari, and it really is impressive.
And it comes back to a conversation about, yes, everything progresses, things change, but 597 horsepower in this car seems plenty to me.
Well, Rhode Island is a beautiful place, but Newport, you just can't take this car anywhere to show what it can really do, but just give people a bit of an idea what it's like, and it's fantastic. It really is good. It sounds, it's like a perfectly tuned instrument, which is what I
Absolutely.
like.
And indeed, it lives up to its name. It is davvero speciale.
Yeah, it is special.